Good morning, everybody.
Hey, everybody. We're going to get started in about 2 minutes. Stand by. All right. The time is now 0800 hours on Saturday, January 29th. Great day in the morning, comrades. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm your host, Dr. Xavier Bruce, retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel. Got a list of things that I have going on, a lot of hats that I wear, but just know that I'm all about our Black veterans, BIPOC veterans, Black Indigenous people of color. How do we learn how to overcome the stress and anxiety associated with life transitions? Right now, that big transition, that pain point is COVID-19, the pandemic, the different variants. Some people call it uh, Omicron, others call it Amarion, but you know what it is. So, and that's one thing that I'm just getting over myself. You may notice that I'm sounding a lot like Eddie Peters right now, but that's because I'm on the other side of this whole the symptoms associated with the Omicron variant. So uh, be careful out there. So at this time, I'd love to go around the horn, give everyone a chance to give a brief introduction, and let me make sure I'm sharing my camera. Stand by. Let's see. Give everyone a brief introduction, and you know, in emails and in text messages, we're always saying, "Hope all is well." So the question of the day is, how well are you? Again, a brief intro, and answer the question, how well are you? So we're going to start with Nat, and then we're going to go to Paul.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. Nat Austin, president of the Horizons Group. And in terms of my physical and mental health, I figure, hey, I'm very good. Physical health is good overall, and mental health couldn't be better. So that's me in a quick nutshell. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Nat. Next, we're going to have Paul and then Bryant.
Good morning, everybody. Hope all is well. Paul Fleming, retired Army veteran, 26 years. And when I think about, how well am I, mentally and physically, I had some challenges, maybe this last couple of weeks with work, issues. And I found myself reaching out to people who I respect and trust their opinions, just to ask questions if, kind of if the way I'm proceeding and how I'm doing things is the right way, career path wise and otherwise. And it made me think about sometimes things can be in the way that you don't really know how to deal with, and you start to, I start to, let me say that, I start to second guess or question if my actions are accurate. Needless to say, the 4 or 5 trusted sources that I spoke to all kind of hint on about the same thing, but just working towards being better mentally, because it did bother me, and it stayed on my mind, at least for long enough for me to want to reach out. But physically, I'm in and out of the YMCA about 4 times a week, trying to keep my cardio and get my 21-year-old body back. It ain't really working, but I'm giving it a fighter's chance.
I hear you, Paul. Trying to get yourself back in fighting trim. I'm the same way, brother. Next, we're going to have Brian and then Tony.
Hey, Paul, that's serious, man. How am I doing? It depends. What part? My knees say I'm doing bad. But when it comes to the overall, what's important to me, I think I'm doing pretty decent. After retiring Air Force 20 years, it just seemed like everything else was easy after that. And so just, working and doing things that you like as opposed to things that you have to do. And just knowing that there's always that option that if you don't like, you can try something else. So that's pretty much it.
Thanks, Brian. Next, Tony and then Aura.
Good morning, everyone. Another. I'm getting used to this 8 o'clock thing, so I'm getting scared now.
There you go, sir.
So yeah, and I do want to put in the chat box here, and I know that we're all part of African American veterans and stuff. So with me being the armed services guy over here in St. Pete, I'm for the month of February, I'm going to have weekly interviews with people who are African American veterans that has significantly contributed to the military. And I'm doing this on purpose. It's about intentional, because what I want to do is introduce our veterans to the African American community. Oftentimes we go on a note. So I just think all of us, we all should be doing something like that, just to say, hey, we're here in your community, and and we've contributed to it. So hopefully we'll continue that. So I want to say that my first interview will be with a Staff Sergeant, Auden McDade. He's guy that got the Navy Cross. There's a lot. I've talked to some people already about they think he should have got the Medal of Honor, but we know what that is, right? That's a fight. That's an interesting fight there by himself. But the things he's done should have been Medal of Honor. But at any rate, he got Navy Cross. I've got the first African American general nurse, and also the Commander of Medical Reserve, Carrie Nero, and I'm going to have several members of the Mumford Point Marines Association as part of my interview. So that's just something I want to put out there. We can all do that since we're all for the African American veterans. How do I feel? That's a really good question, because it all depends on what day. What day you ask me. So the day I feel pretty good. I got my good health. I'm cruising. I'm not like you guys. I ain't got money going everywhere, but I'm doing okay. So I feel pretty good. And from 1 to 10, I feel like I'm an 8. So thanks.
Fantastic. Thanks, Tony. Appreciate that. Aura and then Jesse.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday, happy snow day. Hope everybody is being safe and warm. I'm Aura Crutchfield. I'm an advocate for vets. I'm also the program manager for veteran support at Galilee Baptist Church. I've been doing it since 2013. I'm also a wife of a vet, daughter of a vet, the sister of a vet. So I consider myself a vet by proxy. As far as how am I doing, pretty much like I think most of us. It depends on day by day, but every day I'm thankful just to be waking up, because there's so many who has not. So first, honor God at every moment and every chance and every breath that He gives us. It's been a stressful week. Basically, I have a daughter who lives in Detroit, and she has COVID there, and things are pretty bad there. She also has heart problems, so she has compound issues. And the first time she went to the hospital, they kept her for uh, about 72 hours in the emergency room. She constantly called me in a room, no TV. And I think the basically she said about two nurses up there. They have tents outside the hospitals where they're placing people also. It's 12 below, mind you.
Wow.
That was kind of stressful to say the least. You know, we, as you say, being thankful to be warm, thankful to be healthy. But in the all, it is a day by day according to what comes your way. I happen to be the matriarch of my family in this area. And so when you're in that position, a lot of things kind of land in your lap. But you know, I'm grateful that God, you know, have built me for the road. Um, Constantly, I love coming to this meeting and to share the information that's received with my fellow vets back at my home base. And so I appreciate it all that y'all bring to the table and that Fabian does.
Hey, thanks, Aura, and thanks for sharing that. I love the fact that we're able to have a safe space and share what's going on in our families and with ourselves. So appreciate you sharing, Aura. Next, we're going to have Jesse and then Dale.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Tony, I just wanted to mention that my great uncle, Woodrow Duhon, was a Montfort Point Marine. He passed 2016. He was also a double Purple Heart recipient in the Korean War. So every chance I get, I mention that name. I knew him well. He's my grandmother's youngest brother. So, but with that, I am mentally alert, even at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning. My body is feeling pretty good, as much as I can tell that since I've been up for about an hour. But no, mentally and physically, I am feeling well. I had a birthday coming up in about 60 days, so I'll let you know in another month how good I'm really doing. But I try to keep my mental health up by uh, talking with families, brothers and sisters. I have 7 siblings, including myself, a lot of nieces, nephews, grandkids, and I get phone calls from them routinely. So I stay in contact as well as these types of function with other veterans. And physically, I try to do something for 30 minutes every day. Uh, and this week I only missed Wednesday because I just didn't feel like it. But after this, I'm gonna do a ride inside for my cardio, keep going. Maybe I do some upper body exercising. So I have time and I like to use my time wisely, either doing something mentally or physically or preparing myself for something else in life. So with that, it's good seeing everyone again this Saturday morning. Dr. X, stay healthy. I saw you on TV again for another interview recently. So I know you, it must have been before you had COVID, local Channel 9. So stay healthy, stay strong, keep the advocacy up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Jesse, this is the second time you've seen me on TV before. I've seen my damn self on TV. So if you can maybe.
Hey, you know what? I actually took a picture of it because I was stretching, and there you were. I'm being interviewed on Channel 9. I said, "Oh, I took it. I still kept it. I normally delete after about a week or two, so, but I'll check it. But yes, you've been coming up in the media.
Oh,
And there was
wow.
some other magazine that I told you about. Oh, no, that was the Early Bird. That
Oh,
you had an
yeah.
interview in January. That you were in the Early Bird on some one of the discussions.
Wow. Thank
Yeah, I
you.
might start sending it to you. I'm assuming you're seeing them, but
No, and that's the thing. They don't tell me when they're going to air or publish. And no, I thank you for letting me know about that. I'll
oh
do some
yeah,
research
yeah.
and find it.
Keep up the great work.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And yeah, I was telling my mom, she was this was a few days ago. She know, you know, your mom or your dad or your parents or they know they notice the difference in your voice. She was like, "Hey, you know, you okay?" I said, "Well, I got a sore throat." She was like, "Well, you gotta, you know, take something for it and take care of yourself and be careful out there." But I think when I went out to a business trip in Vegas, you know, they weren't wearing masks, and it's after a while you let your guard down, and before you know it, you catch it. So you got to make sure that you're vaccinated and boosted, because even double vaxxed, boosted, I still had a sore throat, chills, um, um, uh, shortness of breath. So just be careful out there. It's important. So next we're going to have Dale and then Philip.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. X. My name is Dale Dix. I'm a retired Marine, retired from Fannie Mae. And, you know, Jesse and I were talking just a couple of days ago, Tony, and about Montfort Point Marines. He was telling me about his uncle, and I was telling him about a friend of mine, Carl Sharperson, whom I invited to this call, and I expect him to be joining us any week now, but his father was a Montfort Point Marine. So I look forward to your interviews. You know, I said on the first call of this year that I'm going to live a more purposeful life in 2022, and I think I'm on track to doing that. So in terms of how well am I? Thanks, Jess. I think I'm pretty well. I rode my Peloton bike all but 5 days in the month of January. So I'm up to 30 minutes now, and I'm feeling really good about it. I'm doing my push-ups and I'm working on my abs. So physically, I'm making a move, and in other respects as well. So when I think about how well am I think in terms of good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is your better and your better is your best. So I learned that in rites of passage, and I've kept it front of mind ever since. So thank you so much for the opportunity. You guys have a great day.
Thanks, Dale. Appreciate that. And that's something that we learned at the Air Force Academy on the football team. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is your better and your better is your best. I love that. I love that. And for those that are just coming on, the question is, how well are you? We're always saying, hey, hope all is well. And then the response is typically all is well. But the question is, how well are you? So next we're going to have Philip and then Mom.
Well, good morning, everyone. And you know what? Great topic. Xavier, Dr. Xavier, I tell you what, you got a great group of people right here. And some of these folks I know from Ramoa, and I see Michael Black here, Sean Hawkins here, Jesse. This is great. But before I do this, Ellsworth, when you see Carrie Nero, tell her that Phil Chern says hello, please. She is the first African-American Army Reserve General Officer, and I had her come up here for one of the Black History Months and everything else. Just outstanding that we honor our legacy, our heroes, sheroes out there and everything that are doing outstanding things. I'm Phil Chern. I'm the founder, president, CEO of SISG International, a risk management and security company. Also president of the Retired Military Officers Association. Man, I got to tell you, how well are you? You know what? This is a great morning, seeing all you here, but I got to tell you, I got a beautiful wife upstairs. We're doing great things together. We got the house to ourselves now, and contracts are starting to move forward in the right direction and everything else. So life is, that glass is half full and it's getting fuller. So I got to tell you, I heard a couple of things, man. You guys are doing outstanding. I mean, after 37 years of the Army, I've beaten my body up, and I've got to get back into keeping my body in shape and fit and everything else. So that's the one thing that I got to do. But mentally and physically, I'm there. I'm doing great. Sean, give me a call. We need to talk. I got something to talk to you about. But great to be here. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for seeing everybody here. Go Army.
Thanks, sir. And I just try to keep everything consistent by calling everyone by their first name, but just know that Philip Chern is retired Major General Philip Chern, just so everybody knows. So going forward, we're going to go with Mom and then Donnell.
All right. Good morning, everyone. This has been a It was a long night. We had a game last night, but I am so glad to be with you all this morning. This is such a rich conversation and one that I really need to pay attention to. I do have several health issues, and I don't take care of myself as much as I should. Sometimes I get so involved and all, and I don't really take care of myself. I know what to do. But as far as getting down to it, I lack in that area. I did sign my team up recently for a health challenge, and I'm thinking maybe if I can work with my team and doing some activities, I can get there. Certainly at this age of 67, I got to do something. So I'm looking forward to this conversation, and I'm so proud of my son, Dr. X. He has surrounded himself with such wonderful people, and I'm so grateful for that. Good morning from Arkansas.
All right. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate that. And that's the great thing about this group. We're sharing what we're doing. We're sharing what works, what may not work, and others will be able to take this with them into their weekend and into their lives going forward. So thanks everyone for sharing. Next, we're going to have Donnell and Randy.
Good morning, all. I'm definitely happy to be here, and it's blessed to be on this call. And Dr. X and Mom, I just want to say, it's a blessing to see you and your mom on this call. It's awesome to see that, and I really love that about being here. General Churn, we need to have lunch. It's been a while since I've seen you, but it's a lot of great people on this call that I know, and I couldn't miss being here, even though I just woke up like 5 minutes ago. I was just like, I woke up in a panic, like, oh man, I'm gonna miss it, because last week I was out in California. As y'all know, I'm a 49ers fan, and my team won. I wasn't expecting that, but I was in San Francisco celebrating my dad's 70th birthday, and we had an amazing time. It's nothing like being with family. And Ellsworth, I would definitely be on you. Well, I don't know if I could be on the call, but I will watch all of the interviews, because this is, and share them within my group, because you're sharing some amazing stuff. And how am I? I'm doing fantastic, to be honest with you. I mean, at the beginning of this year, I said that I was going to be intentional about what I'm doing, and I'm definitely doing that every day. I'm just doing a little bit. I'm following my own words. I tell people to do, to get better 1% per day, and then in 100 days you'll be 100% better. And so I'm doing that, and I'm loving it. So. And Dr. X, I need to get with you. I need to figure out how I can get on TV. I want to be on TV too. I'll be a lot better if I get on TV. How about
that? Roger that. We'll talk.
And we got to get together and collaborate on some things. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm 26 years retired Army. 26 years retired Army.
There you go. All right. Thanks. Appreciate that. Next, we're going to have Randy and then Mike. Randy, you're on mute.
How's that?
There we go.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Hear me now?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Dr. X, good morning, everyone. Look like we're in good company, especially those Marines in the house. Semper Fi. Anyway, I just got a son that just enlisted in the Army, but just last week. But it's an exciting time. Like some of you all says, just looking at the panel, here's some good company. I'm part of Aura's crew, and going on 3 years. I think this year maybe 4. Excited about that. I think Aura gave me this title called Outreach Representative or something like that. And I've been blessed just to be a part of that team, and we're doing great things. I'm an advocate for vets. I'm a disabled veteran, 100%. Spent 13 years in the Marines, Desert Storm combat. suffer from PTSD and some other things that come along with the territory with combat that some of you all experienced. But I've learned to overcome that with a lot of coping mechanisms, such as helping other veterans get their benefits through Uncle Sam. I went to YouTube University. And I learned a lot about veteran benefits. Stayed up to 3 o'clock in the morning for about 6-7 months. And 3 months later, I was 100% based on knowledge and information through YouTube. So all that knowledge I learned and a lot of networking over the years, I've been able to advocate for veterans and youth. And I've been helping kids in the community for years, just doing a lot of things in my community. Haven't had a full-time job since 2007 because of my illness and things, underlying illnesses, things of that nature. I was disabled through the state since 2007, and 2015, I became disabled through the VA. So just learned a lot of things through the VA, and I try to share that with Galilee and other veterans outside of Galilee, and I enjoyed it. As far as I guess health and wealth, I should say health and wellness, pretty healthy. I do have underlying illnesses, so I keep my distance as far as being out in a whole lot of public events and things of that nature. But I'm a beast with that phone, I can tell you that right now. And my brain works really well. But what excites me is just helping others. Being in a position to serve, having the capabilities to serve others, and that excites me. It gets me up early in the morning, keeps me up late at night. And my wife says, you're 58 years old, you act like you're 28. With the high energy and the purpose that I wake up with every morning that keeps me going, with the I guess health issues I may have. I figure, I do what I can and God will do what I can't do. So I live with that kind of mantra as I get up every day. And as far as my health, basically I'm too blessed to be stressed. I put it that way. My wife might beg to differ, but I really appreciate just being able to help other veterans and help other people in my community. So with that being said, thank you all for allowing us to join this amazing panel and Simplify to Marines. I have a network of Marines, and I love to network with you guys, not to keep the other veterans out, but the Marine Corps network that I have is really strong. We're doing some other things within that community. So if you guys want to reach out to me, that'd be great. And as far as health and wellness, not trying to plug anything, but I've been involved in this health and wellness industry for 18 months, and I have 400 people involved with it. And basically it's just, I'm not making money off of it, trust me. It's some products that are helping a lot of people, especially veterans in my community, and cancer survivors and things of that nature. And my own health has been improved so much by it. But I don't use this platform or any platform to advocate for that, but because I'm in health and wellness industry, I have things to help so many people with COVID and so many other things. But once again, thank you all so much for having me and allowing me to have my say, and God bless all of you for what you all do. And hats off to the generals there as well. Thank you for your service and everyone else. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Randy. Appreciate that. And you bring up a good point. Before we go any further, if you would like to share your contact information in the chat, this is something that will go out to you all once this call is over, the chat and the link to the recording. So if you have some information that you would like to share in the chat, that would be great, because what's great about this is you all can have one-on-one conversations, Zoom calls, breakfast with coffee, break bread in some form or fashion. That's where the magic happens between these calls. So feel free to put your information, your contact information in the chat. Next, we're going to have Mike and then Charbon.
Hey, good morning. Frank Black, calling in from Fairfax Station, Virginia, retired Air Force. How am I doing, or how am I feeling? I always, I commanded about 3 times, and I would always ask that question to my folks. I would phrase it in a little Southern drawl, how y'all feel? And the response would be, hey, I feel all right now. You ask anybody that was in any of my units, if you ask them how y'all feel, they will respond with, hey, I feel all right now. So I feel all right now. I subscribe to a command philosophy with the 5 F's, one of which is fitness. We've talked about physical fitness, spiritual, and mental fitness. I try to nurture those every day. I get up and do yoga every morning at 6:50. Christian-based yoga, Christ Moves Now. General Turn has been on that with us several times. And then I walk or do some form of cardio just about every day. So for the month of January, I have walked 161 miles. I try to do 6 miles a day at least, and sometimes 10 on the weekend. I try to multitask. I walk, off-road where I can either have phone calls or do email at the same time, respond to things just so it's safe because it does take a couple hours to walk 6 miles, and it takes 3+ hours for me to walk 10 miles. But hey, I feel all right now.
I love it. Love it. Appreciate that, Mike. Next, we're going to have Charmin and then Dedrin.
Good morning, everyone. Charmin Jacobs here, retired Navy vet, healthcare administrator. Also have a consulting business called Teachable Learnable Solutions, where we help organizations, individuals, and teams reach their full human potential through coaching, training, and DEI work as well. So the question, well, I'm not where I should be, but I'm not in a bad location when it comes to my physical fitness. I believe when we talked about this a while ago, I may have mentioned one of my goals was to increase my activity, because I have Peloton pallets down there in the basement, and I have no excuse of why I can't work out or do anything. And I really don't have any excuse now because, well, I don't have any excuse at all, because I own my own time because I'm doing full-time entrepreneurship. So mentally, I'm able to stay focused, of course, go to counseling. Been doing that for about since 2012. So that always helps with dealing with the things that, we deal with as veterans in the mental health space. Let's see, I wasn't here last Saturday because I was in Hawaii celebrating my 50th birthday, and TikTok told me I was 27 last night. So I think when you think about, well, for me, when I think about being 50, it's like, man, wow. Oh, wow, it's really happening. But I'm glad to be here and be in the shape that I'm in, because there are a lot of people that are not in good places mentally and physically. So glad to be here. I do enjoy this group. I enjoy and being in this space and the energy that Dr. X bring and put together with everyone. So thanks to be here. Happy birthday to all of those past and present and future folks, and just keep living.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate that, and happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to have Dedrin and then Eddie. Hey, Dedrin, are you available? Okay, we'll come back to Dedrin. We're going to go with Eddie and then Elisa.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Air Force and owner of 2 businesses, Legal Shield, where we basically make law firms affordable for all of us homeowners and small business owners, especially, even employee benefits. And also my second company is Vocal Expressions, where basically it's your vision and my voice. Just try to be creative with others, whether it be for commercials, narratives, voiceovers, outgoing phone messages, you name it, doing those kind of things. And in contrast to what Charmin just said, as far as the question, how well are you? I was feeling pretty good till X said he was sick and then sounding like me. I don't know how I was supposed to take that. So I know
that bass had that bass.
Yeah. Okay. You talking about the Barry White? All right. I got you. Yeah, man. Just kidding, of course. So very, very blessed. like Randy said, there's so much opportunity that continues to swirl around us, and we've all been given so many different gifts. I know me, I'm still trying to discover them and put them to good use, sometimes simply in service to many, and trying to be able to help others with their opportunities. I just believe that if we could concentrate on service to many, it leads to greatness every time, no matter what. So most definitely feeling good, feeling blessed. Still, my back wants to let me know every day what kind of day it's going to be, physically, if you will. So I'm cognizant of that, but good, better, and best. Yeah, definitely going that route, Dale. And we'll see all of y'all over the top.
All right, thanks, Eddie. Next, Elisa, and then Sean.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Elisa Bruce. I am a fitness and nutrition coach. I focus more on older adults because I want to help them age strong and age in place, trying to prevent going to a healthcare facility, stay in their home. It's better for them. So that's my focus. On a scale from 1 to 10, how healthy am I? I think I'm an 8. I get a good night's sleep. I eat right. I exercise. I do things to maintain my mental health. I surround myself with positive people. I try. I drink lots of water. So I think I'm an 8. The area where I'm lacking right now is my social and trying to connect more spiritually with God. Those are the 2 areas I'm lacking. And that is because of my schedule, my work schedule, other things I have going on, family. So that area is lacking. So my goal for 2022 is to try to put more time and effort into nourishing that area with my spiritual and my social aspect with my family and friends, and try to be more whole. Because when you think of wellness, it's more of a whole, it's a circle. It has different areas of it. So you can be doing really good in one area, but lacking in another area. So to be whole, you have to try to address each area of your what you think of wellness. You have to be able to address each area. Everyone has a different perspective of what their wellness is. For me, it's a circle, that different areas that I'm trying to put together and just live a better life. So right now, I think I'm an 8 and I'm working to become a 10.
All right. Thanks, Faith. Appreciate that. That's my better half right there. And she keeps me in fighting trim. So appreciate that. I do have some work to do, and she keeps me on point. So thank you. Next, we're going to have Sean and then Gloria.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good to see some familiar faces. Shout out to General Churn and Colonel Black. He spoke at my VIP graduation a couple years back. But let's say excellent folks to be with on a Saturday morning. My name is Sean Hawkins. I'm a retired Army logistician in West Point, class of 92. I have my company. I have a trucking company and a construction company. I do site work, which I just play in the dirt, bottom line, grading, excavation, demolition, and all that. How well am I? I would say a 7. As the nature of my job, I do a lot of sitting, either if I'm driving my truck and I just got back off the road 3 days doing a favor for a friend of mine to cover one of her drivers who couldn't make it. And she too is a retired vet, but she bought a trucking company, a logistics company. So I'm gonna try to help her through that. But I'm either sitting driving the trucks or sitting operating equipment. I'm not the steely-eyed, wiry fighter that I was 30 years ago when I first joined the Army, but I can still throw around 75, 100 pounds. And like the guy said earlier, my back is my limiting factor now. It lets me know how much I can lift that day. But I enjoy what I'm doing. It keeps me outside. I had a pallet fall in the truck the other day, and I had to rebuild that pallet. So that was a pretty good cardio workout. So I don't need a Peloton bike. I don't need any of that down in the basement. I get plenty of work out there digging holes by hand or moving stuff around. Mentally, we're doing good. Don't read for enjoyment like I used to. That's one thing I want to do a little bit more, just sit back, grab a book and read for the sake of reading. But I do a lot of admin work. I'm involved with Ramoa as a committee chairman. I used to be involved with the Rocks. So I try to stay active to keep me thinking, and then trying to stay up to speed with my daughter. I thought I was a smart kid, but she's got me beat. So just trying to stay at her mental level is a challenge. But all in all, we're doing good. None of my immediate family came down with COVID. And that includes my 94-year-old grandmother. She made sure that we got our booster shots. My father turns 80 this month, and he's still out working, but he's fully boosted, and this household is fully vaccinated and boosted. So we're all, doing well. That keeps me happy. So I'll give myself a score of 7.5 on how well I'm doing. But again, it's good to see everybody, and I look forward to the rest of the chat.
All right, thanks, Sean. Appreciate that. Next,
And
Gloria.
I'm located in Manassas, Virginia. I saw that question pop up on the chat. So I'm in Northern Virginia.
Awesome. Thanks, Sean. And then I think Tony mentioned something in the chat. Tony stays in the damn chat, so you have to keep an eye on him for me. But he mentioned something. He said, I'm the reason why Elisa is not a 10. You know what? You're right. And that's a great point. We have someone in our lives that either increase or decrease where we are in terms of our overall wellness. If it wasn't for me, she would probably be closer to a 10, but she may be lower in some other areas of her holistic wellness.
That is not true.
And the same with
You
me.
have nothing to do with it. It's because of you that I'm an 8, and we're going to work together to become a 10.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to get.
We're going to do it.
That's what I was getting to. That's what I was getting to. See, that's why she's my better half.
Hey, Xavier, I'll go along with that. If I would just listen to my wife, and if I would just listen to my wife, I would be a 10.
There you go. Yep. That's what I need to start doing better.
Xavier, I want to add one to that. Major General, my bride and I celebrated back in August 50 years. And I would tell you 2 words you must add to your vocabulary. Yes, dear.
Yes, dear. So to Elisa Bruce, yes, dear. We'll talk later. But moving on, we're going to have Gloria and then Rodney.
Good morning, everyone. Good to see everyone. I'm moving about trying to find a good spot so I won't drop. I'm in my daughter's house in DC and still doing some caregiving with her. So if I drop off, I'll be right back on. Sitting and listening to everyone, I am so thankful, very, very thankful. I'm 81 years old. And when I add up all of my time between the Navy and the federal government and private industry in 4 different states, I'm topping off with a plus 55 years. So I don't talk often about the number of years because I just feel like I don't age too much. I'm healthy mentally and physically when I compare myself to other women and African Americans, because we have endured so much and we have so many challenges. I'm just thankful for the generation of men and women in uniform who guarantee that you and I can be here and doing what we do. And for those that are not military, like Linda, but they are first liners. Anytime you're in education, let me tell you, it is a chore. It's a task. I'm happy about the committee work that we do. Xavier will tell you there's only 8 of us on our committee. And I think we do an awful lot in Montgomery County. We are tightening up our mission and our goals and objectives, getting ready to move globally in our outreach for more money. Yesterday, I got the notice and was able to tell my committee that we're being funded again by Montgomery County for our outreach efforts and the programs and services that we deliver in Montgomery County. We're going to become a part of the Black Physicians Healthcare Network. And so I'm just happy. I'm not complaining. This past week, I was a little upset because Xavier and Anna and all of my little 8 folks, I just couldn't keep my hands on them. Okay, you know how it is when you have your children and you can't keep up with them, Linda? Your son was one of the ones I couldn't keep up with this past week because he is mighty, mighty. Every time I look around, he's going somewhere. But we are happy. I'm happy. My committee is happy. We got funded again. The NAACP doesn't bother me. My president says she knows that I know what I'm supposed to do, so she just doesn't worry about it. And that's what I like, because we do what we have to do, what we will do and need to do. And so I'm glad to be here this morning and eating some bananas and sliced bananas and peaches and drinking my coffee over here in DC with my daughter. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Gloria, and thanks for the opportunity to create this platform and help as many people as we can and get this relationship with Montgomery County going. And this is just one of those educational sessions that fall up underneath that program. So thanks for that. Next, we're going to have Rodney and then Rob.
Good morning, Doc. Good morning, everyone. As far as the question, how well am I? I'm getting better. I came down with the Omicron version 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not quite sure which version, but doing better. I'm grateful that it was a light version, shortness of breath, light headache, things of that nature. So coming out of isolation from my wife, and I'm just looking forward to getting past this. I am a veteran advocate and produce Veterans in Transition, regional TV show. And Doc, as far as being on television, I placed in the chat the promo from our upcoming show that's going to be airing in February. We did a program that was called Honoring the Business Principles of Dr. Martin Luther King. And Dr. X was one of our speakers, him along with a number of other veteran business owners. And that show will air during the month of February. So Doc, I did put the promo in there, and I will get you the air dates so you can distribute that as well. So you can see yourself on TV, all right? And then I just, everyone on this line is so phenomenal, and I just look forward to just working with you all in some fashion, maybe to tell your story on our show. And so with that, I'll pass the mic.
Thanks, Rod, and thanks for the opportunity. Appreciate that. Next, we're going to have Rob and then Jay.
Morning, all. Dr. X, our Lester's leader. Morning. Rob Campbell, retired Air Force, 28 years. I was, I guess, introduced to this group through my frat brother and Citadel alumnus, the Marine, of course, Dale Dix. So thank you. I really are, I guess there are two, confessions. And Dr. X, I don't want to put you on the spot, but because of you, buddy, I actually have a new job. Okay. Health and Human Services actually are the Health Resources and Services Administration. For those who don't know, I'm a PhD level epidemiologist and been out of work for about 6+ months or so. But because of this networking, I'm now employed. I'm feeling great in terms of mental and health wise. So thank you. That's what this network is about. So I am a living witness. So everybody, thanks for your continued prayers. Actually, within 60 days, I'll have an opportunity to convert to actually GS too. So it's really unbelievable. And again, thanks for your prayers. So everybody's been, praying for me. It's been rough mentally, but support network all over military, church, everybody. And again, that's why I get up. I'm late. I'm in my bedroom tonight because it's this morning because it was snowing again. It's the second week of snow for us in Portsmouth, Virginia, believe it or not. But, thank you all. I'll be reaching out. The other thing is that I heard individuals mention the Montfort Point Association. I actually was ignorant to that organization until recently. I'm a Citadel grad, as I stated, and I'm actually on the Citadel alumni, Black alumni reception group. But recently, the Ralph Johnson, he's actually a Medal of Honor recipient. He was actually from South Carolina, Charleston in particular, where there's a ship named for him, as well as we're funding a scholarship specifically for African Americans and throughout the country, who are actually interested in STEM. So as a result of that, I've been reaching out to various organizations to let them know about what we're doing for, their former Marines. So like your support in terms of soliciting funds, but it's benefiting, again, African Americans who are attending the Citadel in the STEM area. So thanks to everyone. Look forward to our networking with everyone. God bless you. Many thanks again.
Hey, thanks, Rob, and congratulations, brother. That's fantastic, fantastic. That's what this is all about, networking. Next, we're going to have Jay and then Dedrin.
Good morning, everyone. Jay Kerr, former Air Force captain, Air Force Academy graduate, joining you from Columbia, Maryland. Health status, I'm giving it a 7, between 7 and 8. Beginning of the month, it was a rough start to the year. Got hit with the Rona, beginning of the year, tested positive. Headache and all the symptoms. And so it was a rough start. Took me off my pattern. I was doing well the end of last year, building in the start, changing diet, slowly getting back into fighting trim, fitness wise, or starting on the path. And that just took me off the path. Got a little reclusive there the beginning half of the month. Even on my birthday was a little reclusive, which was January 10th. But support team, even just hearing, continued to join this group, which was an important, very important habit that I built in thanks to Dr. X last year. And so looking forward to continuing to absorb a lot of what I hear on these calls is very helpful. I'm going to try that. I'm going to call this person. So really appreciate the group and looking forward to doing, continuing to contribute to the group as well as absorb. And only thing I would plug is, uplift empowerment. We're getting back on path and myself included. So, blessed to be connected with you guys.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate that. And Dedrin.
Hey, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
All right, good deal. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Dedrin Dunbar. I live here in Little Rock, Arkansas. Former Lakeside Beaver. Shout out to Ms. Linda Army. Also West Point. But as I call myself a low budget philanthropist, and what that means is that over the course of time, I've found these efforts where I just go in and be a worker, a smart worker, and as I've gained personal efficacy, my impact has grown over time. And so currently, the initiative I'm behind right now is called the Confess Project. I put a link in the chat. They're operating in Maryland as well. They just opened an office in Atlanta and LA, and so that's my big thing right now. I also have an IT company. I've worked in IT for about 20 some years now. So married, and I really enjoy these spaces. Go Army, to everybody who's Army, especially I finally found a West Point brother on here. All right, shout out. And as to my mental health, that my profile picture tells me I'm feeling youthful and excited and happy and confident. So you guys is blessed. It's a blessing to be amongst unicorns like we are. And I thank you for the time. You guys have a blessed week.
Awesome. Thanks, Dedrin. Appreciate that. I think I see Mike said you have one thing to add.
Yes, thanks, Fix. When Rodney Minor chimed on, I'm reminded of a program that we do every Father's Day with vets in transition. It's called Just Like Daddy. And we interview veterans that have followed in the footsteps of their father and highlight both the interviewee and the father. And so if there are any folks that are on this this group that have followed in the footsteps of their father and would like to be interviewed or know somebody that has followed in the footsteps of their father, please get in touch with me or Rodney. It'll be our third iteration of Just Like Daddy, and it'll air right around Father's Day in June. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Mike. Phil Chern. You're on mute.
One other item here, I just want to add on to this. I'm also an Army Reserve Ambassador for Washington, D.C. And I got to tell you, every year, I will tell you about 40% of the scholarships. I give out 2 scholarships a year to high school seniors going into college, and primarily in the junior ROTC or non-junior ROTC who are interested in the military. But 40% of the scholarships nationwide go unused. Okay, so if you know of any young man, young woman who is interested in the military, who's interested in a career in the military, Army Reserves, or active duty, reach out to me, because again, this is an opportunity to help these young men and women advance to the next level. And my contact information is in the chat room. So if you have someone, reach out to me. Thanks.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. So we're going to do a really quick deep dive before we got about 5 more minutes. Quick deep dive into wellness. So wellness is the W in empowerment. It's the state of being in good health, especially as an actively pursued goal. That health is not just physical fitness, but it's also, like we all talked about, it's social, it's physical, it's mental. Now, what we have to do is, when we're dealing with something that is kind of jeopardizing our wellness, we have to identify what's blocking us. And I have all of these highlighted because they're all things that we have to consider, from mental all the way to physical. But I tell you what, most things, I would say 9 out of 10 times, is going to be a mental block, a mental issue that is going to cascade across the other 5 energy blocks. Now, when we move on to step 2 and analyze our energetic self-perception, I have 2 highlighted, levels 1 and level 2. Level 1, you feel like a victim, like, I'm not in shape. When you look in the mirror, you're like, this is not where I want to be. I've gained weight. I'm dealing with COVID. I have people in my family that have passed away, or that's a victim mentality. That's level 1. Level 2 is when you start fighting. You become less, I guess, depressed, and you become more outwardly stressed, and you become a fighter, an instigator. So when you're unwell, it typically puts you at levels 1 and level 2. The goal is to get to at least level 3, where you're cooperating with yourself and others, and ultimately level 7, when you're your best self. And finally, in step 3 of my framework, strategic energetic transition, we're all military, and we all know how to make a command decision. When it comes to wellness, it's typically energetic support decisions. There's some practical support decisions, such as going to the gym, but these energetic support decisions they come first. We have to maybe put the pressure on ourselves to get on that Peloton, to go to the gym, or even more importantly, to watch what we eat, watch what we put in our bodies, because it's tougher to keep yourself in fighting trim if you're not eating right than it is to go out and walk as long and as much as a Michael Black might. So these are some energetic support decisions to consider as we look at our wellness, our overall wellness. And the question to take into the weekend, to take into your upcoming week is, how are you unwell and how do you intend to address it? So with that, I think we have 2 more minutes. Do we have a closing remark or closing question or comment before we sign off? Over. See, Jesse just put on his hat.
This is Phil. So I will tell you this, in terms of wellness, you talk about support groups and everything else, the mental wellness and everything else, the mental aspect about it. Just what we're doing right here is part of that. When you can hear other people talking, especially since, and I'll say a veteran-centric organization like this, where you hear some of us talk about our PTSD. I've got it too, 100% disabled vet, but it's a safe space. And when we can talk about the issues that are affecting us as we still move along, that helps with the mental wellness. That helps us to be better individuals. And by listening to others, that uplifts you as well. So I'll just leave you with that. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate the time. Xavier, I'm enjoying these Saturday mornings. You're chewing up my time, but it's worth it. Mom, you did an outstanding job with this young man right here. But appreciate you, Mom. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, sir. Appreciate that. I know the time is now 0900 hours, and some of you all have back-to-back meetings, and you have to drop off. However, we have 2 hands that are up. But if you have to drop off, that's understandable. But I want to hit Gloria and then finish up with Jesse. Over to you, Gloria.
Thank you. Let me be real quick with this. In the next few months, Xavier and I and the team will be reaching out to all of you that join in on Saturday mornings with a survey. We are finding that African Americans and other ethnic minorities, in particular women, when we talk about wellness, when you have a state, county, or a city where Black physicians are not given the same access to being part of the healthcare team in these various hospitals, there's something wrong with that picture. We're hoping to address that in the coming months with NIH. So when you get the survey from us, please fill it out. It is very important. I know we are military and we tend to look to the military for our health care. But here again, like I said, when you got Black physicians all over these United States that don't have access to the same level of services, and then, of course, we will pass up a Black physician and go into clinics that are run by non-minorities, non-Blacks. So it's a lot to be done, and we'll be looking for you to help us do this. Thank you.
Thanks, Gloria. Jesse?
And I'll keep mine short. I just follow up on what you briefed us on, is that when we take care of ourselves, we're better able to take care of people around us. And that's one of my basic philosophy. When I can take care of myself, I'm depending less on people to take care of me. Therefore, I can give more to whatever I'm doing. So with that, have a great Air Force week, everyone.
All right. Thanks, Jesse. Aura.
Yes, a great session as always. I just wanted to mention that Gallery Vets are going to be hosting a employment workshop in the month of March. I'm looking for any assistance from any of you guys. My information is in the chat room. I'm looking for those with expertise in anything to do with HR. And then in the month of April, we're going to be focusing on legal help. That's from appeals right on through to personal avenues that persons need help. So Eddie, I'm hoping that you will give me a buzz on that. I do have a contact with B&M legal firm in Bethesda that only handles appeals for veterans, and our contact person is Paul Sullivan. Again, I also last thing sent out to a few of the ladies, but I'll mention to all the ladies that are on. A book that I happen to be reading right now is called Feeding the Soul. It's just a great book. You can get it on Audible also. It's about self-care and encouraging yourself. And it starts with you, as you say, to be good to others. You have to be good to yourself. So self-care is a focus that I've been looking at since the beginning of the year. So again, guys, always a pleasure. Thanks.
Thanks, Aura. Randy.
Yes, real quick, I just put, I've heard a lot about COVID in the chat. I'll make sure to say in the session today about COVID-19 and being a health and wellness advocate the last year and a half. I mean, this is not a plug for any company, but the natural remedy that my family in North Carolina got hit with over the holidays that we've used, it's in the chat, but please get some ginger root, mint, fresh mint, some lemon and lime, mix it up like a tea and boil it, along with a couple other things I mentioned in the chat just now. It will really help. Green tea is good to drink, but all this natural stuff, what it does, it flushes that COVID out of your system. A lot of people that get through COVID and they say, well, I'm done with it, I'm good. You're not good. That long hauler is no joke. People are dying from heart attacks at 45 that had COVID. So please take it seriously. It works in about 3 or 4 days, but it's a really good thing to have. And my wife and our family, we drink it on a daily basis like it's a shot glass. After COVID, you can drink it cold, but while you have COVID, until you get all that stuff out of your system, it's still lingering. So please beware of that, because that COVID, what it does, it makes it duplicates or replicates 1 million copies of stuff of itself in your cells. And just like the grass in the wintertime, it goes dormant. And then at a certain time in your life, it might be 10 years from now, it's going to creep up. And you hear all these people having heart attacks at a young age and all these other underlying illnesses, aneurysms, is coming from that COVID long haul syndrome. So you always blessed. I thank you all for allowing me to have that information, but I put that information in the chat for those that want to reach out to me more about it. Please do, but God bless you all. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Randy. That's powerful. Any last comments? All right, hearing none, time is now 9:06 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks again for being on the call. Next Saturday, we're going to talk about the E in empowerment, which is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. So if you're interested in being the guest speaker, please reach out. Until then, make it a great weekend out here.
Thank you, everyone. God bless everyone.